There once was a Russian circus performer named Ivan Jakanov. Ivan Jakanov came from a centuries-old tradition of Jakanovs in the circus, and Ivan Jakanov was the greatest Jakanov that even the elder Jakanovs could remember. It was Ivan Jakanov's dream to come to America and continue the tradition of Jakanovs under the big top. Jakanov moved to Las Vegas where he met a beautiful woman, soon to become wannabe Jakanov. They would marry and have 4 children in 3 years. Willie B. Jakanov, Betty S. Jakanov, Katya Jakanov and Otis Jakanov. Of course he trained all of the Jakanov children in theater arts, gymnastics and music, in order to make a family act unlike any other, and also to preserve Jakanov's good name. He wanted generations to come to feel pleasure and entertainment whenever they thought of Jakanov. Sadly, in Ivan Jakanov's case, the talent gene skipped a generation. All 4 of Jakanov's children were utterly without musical, acting, or gymnastic talent, and Ivan Jakanov did what any father would do when presented with such a crushing disappointment. When they were ages 7 through 10, he began raping them in the dirt pipe with his 12-inch Russian fuck stick. He would ass-rape one of his children every day and then cornhole 2 of them on Sunday. That way he only fucked each of his children twice a week, which usually gave their reamed-out bungholes a few days to heal before the next encounter with the 12-inch Russian fuckstick. In addition to drilling out his young children like a BP oil rig, Ivan Jakanov also transmitted to them a terrible Russian venereal disease born of the festering cunts of Moscow's filthiest whorehouses. The disease, called APW in modern medical parlance, presents itself in groupings of what are best described as anal pus warts, pulpy white blisters about the size of a dime that encircle the anus. They're etched with a Byzantine labyrinth of tiny blue veins that cling to the inside walls of these turgid carbuncles like ivy on a college dorm. These ghoulish white blebs, these wens, these furuncles, whatever you want to call them, although as I have suggested to you previously, I believe that these nasty little bags of sebum in a ring around each of the 4 children's regularly violated bungholes are best described as anal pus warts, but that's all just backstory. Here's the actual joke. His children being the talentless little cocksuckers that they were, Ivan Jakanov was not about to let his chance at the big time pass him by, so when it came time for open auditions at the Sense Hotel, he brought his family to the nightclub. All except his wife, of course, because he had just knocked her unconscious for having given him such talentless children. Ivan Jakanov said to the entertainment manager at the Sense Hotel, "I am Ivan Jakanov, and these are my 4 children, Willie B. Jakanov, Betty S. Jakanov, Katya Jakanov and Otis Jakanov. We have what will soon be known as the greatest family act on the strip." "Well," the manager said, "tell me a little about your act." "It's best if I show you," Ivan said. Ivan Jakanov laid out a canvas on the floor, and ordered his 4 children to strip naked and sit on their shoulders with their legs spread-eagled and their buns in the air. Their infected assholes festering between their butt cheeks each looked like a bunch of white garbanzo beans that had been stuffed between a pair of pink grapefruits. Then, Ivan grabbed a trombone and 4 fishing rods and began playing the Star-Spangled Banner. With each passing section of the tune, he would cast a hook into the circle of anal pus warts on each of his children's asses. After he had hooked all 4 of them, he cut the lines. And while still playing, he tied them to the end of his trombone slide. As the song came to the climax on the high E-flat, he pulled the trombone slide all the way back into first position, which yanked each of the 4 hooks out of his children's assholes, causing a massive volcano of red blood, white pus, and blue veins, raining onto the canvas they were sitting on, which painted in abstract and red, white and blue bodily fluids. The children then peered over their shredded assholes, smiling as they sang the last 6 words, "and the home of the brave." Ivan Jakanov pulled out his 12-inch Russian fuckstick and blew a load on the red, white and blue spattered canvas. "Good Lord," the entertainment manager shouted, "what do you call this act?" "Well," Ivan said, "you might think we would call it the Jakanovs. But we don't. We call it the Aristocrats."